Hello, all you cool cats and kittens. Sorry, I had to. Megan here, Yoga with Megan, for your quick 20-minute practice. Go ahead and come into child's pose. Taking a moment here to settle in. A couple of deep breaths. Take your right arm and thread it underneath your left. And just let your shoulder gently open. So today's practice is being brought to you from Pinto Canyon Ranch, which is like super duper West Texas. Go ahead and switch sides. Left arm under. So Pinto Canyon Ranch is actually at the base of the Chinati Mountains, and it's like 62,000 acres of mostly private land. And there's a road that goes through, and it is breathtaking. Come back to the center, downward facing dog. You know the drill here. Pedal out your legs, paw out your hands. So some of the magic of Pinto Canyon Ranch is that there are artifacts from the tail end of the last ice age. There's all sorts of prehistoric life relics as well as primitive dwellings. So it is steeped in history, and there's an energy here, right? An energy of centuries. So my hope for this practice is to ignite in you an energy that feels sacred, right? That can call to the current day all of the energy of the past. Pick your right leg up. Coming into a three-legged dog, just a gentle opening here. And return to the ground. Left leg up. And return to the ground. Taking a big inhale in, look at your hands. And then exhale, step your feet to your hands. Halfway lift and forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands to your side, Samastitihi. Go ahead and let your eyes close and just envision that you are in the desert of Texas with 4,000-foot cliffs on a valley. There's cacti, bright wildflowers blooming, and there's really not a lot of water. So everything that grows here is resilient. And you too are resilient. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high push-up. Low push-up. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to Tadasana. And then exhale, sink low, chair pose. Breathing here. Sink a little bit lower. Forward fold. Halfway lift. High push-up. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. So imagine here and now in your warrior pose that you are one of these prehistoric hunter-gatherer people, right? Like your front leg is lunged and firm. So if you needed to just do a ninja kick with that back leg, you could, right? Calling into your body a sense of warrior power. High push-up, low push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Same thing, left side, stepping your left leg forward And really rooting down, right? Like imagining that you are a mesquite tree, right? And your roots are deep and firm and searching for water. And yet, even with very little water, you can bloom. High push-up, low push-up, upward facing, downward facing. Big inhale, full exhale. Inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, jump to chair pose. Just come right in. Now come to airplane arms. So your arms are coming by your side, and then press up onto your toes, onto the balls of your feet for a drinking bird pose. Right, imagining here that you are one of the hawks that circles this massive canyon, just balancing. One more breath. Drop your heels, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side, side plank, Vashisthasana. So right hand down is what I mean, but obviously we'll do both sides, so that doesn't matter. And really work on your strength and balance here. That is what this pose is about. Squeezing your lower belly up and in, balancing on the blade edge of your foot and one hand as much as possible, right? Finding the strength and balance so you too can exist for centuries. And then just flip to the other side, right? Whatever that looks like in your body, be okay with that. Always welcome to take a knee, whatever you need to be successful in this pose. And really like allowing yourself to feel as powerful as possible. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Big inhale, full exhale, right leg up, step through for low lunge. So your left knee is going to drop to the ground and you're going to lift your torso up. So it's a crescent with your knee dropped. And then we're going to take a Hanumasana variation. So Hanumasana is like the splits pose, but all I want you to do is bend into your left knee. So that's the knee that's currently on the ground, and you're just going to straighten your right front leg. And it's not about getting your hips sitting on that back heel. It's really about a lift, so that way you can get a deep hamstring stretch here. And if Hanumasana is in your practice and you just want to pop into the splits here, like rock it out. And I really want you to envision here that your body is leaping great distances, right? Like consider Hanumasana, he's a monkey, they can jump from tree to tree. Well, here you are leaping across this massive canyon of Texas. One more breath. Back to your low lunge. Down dog. Taking a moment here. Left leg up, step through, low lunge, right knee drops to the ground. So same thing as the other side, lifting the torso all the way up. And then taking half Hanumasana. So you'll bend back, straightening the left leg. Always allowed to put a block under you here, whatever you need to help really open up. And then coming back to your low lunge. Downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up for three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips. And then come down, so you're going to come back into your side plank, right hand will stay down. So you're opening your right leg and then you roll onto that right hand for your side plank. Now pick up your top leg, it should be your left leg, and then bend your knee and drop that foot to the earth. So your right bottom leg is straight and your left leg is bent, and you're taking a wild thing here. And just imagine all of the wild creatures that are all around you as you are in the middle of the wilderness of the Chinati Mountains. Really lifting up through your hips, opening your heart, and then flipping back over, downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up, three-legged dog. Take a scorpion tail here, opening. And then Vashisthasana, left hand down. Lift your right leg up, bend your knee, drop your foot behind you, wild thing. That same energy, right? This idea of all of these reptile creatures surviving in the desert. It's really a beautiful thing to behold, and also a quite terrifying road, if I do say so myself. One more breath. And then flipping back over, downward facing dog. Big full inhale and a nice full sigh out. Now, keeping with this energy of sacred and old and just historical, we're going to go ahead and take dancing Shiva pose. So inhale, look at your hands. Exhale, feet to hands. Halfway lift and forward fold. Rise all the way up to Tadasana. Bring your hands to your hips. Root down through your right foot and lift your left leg up. You have two options here. You can bend your knee or lift your leg straight. If you're bending your knee, I want you to take your right hand to the outside of your left knee and twist, using your left arm to help open up your body. If you're grabbing your foot, you'll just grab the outside blade of your foot. This is a difficult pose. It's okay to fall. And this is your dancing Shiva. And I think, to me, dancing Shiva is like, I don't know, the dance of the universe. Everything is fluctuating and always changing. One more breath. Untwist. And then back to Tadasana. Kind of shake that out. Get stable again. Now this time you're going to lift up your right leg. Taking a twist. And being open, right, to the dance of the universe, to ebbing and flowing, giving and taking, to being in an ice age, to having historic peoples, to now being a desert, and yet still existing. And all of those turmoils and changes create the utter beauty that exists today. One more breath. You've got this. I know it's tough. Untwist. Come back to the earth, shake it out. Inhale, rise up for Tadasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. This is your final down dog of practice. Take 3 deep, full breaths here. Really envisioning that you are breathing in the dusty West Texas air, slight scent of mesquite. I was really lucky. There was a beautiful rainstorm, and so it just opened up all of the plants here. And then I was really unlucky because it activated my allergies. Anyways, drop onto your knees, come to a seated position, both legs out in front for seated forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Make sure your sit bones are secure on the ground, and then fold over your thighs. Tuck your chin to your chest as much as possible. One more breath. And then roll up through your spine. Take your right leg and cross it over, cross it over your left. So your left leg can stay straight, or you can bend it underneath you, but you want your right foot on the ground. As much as possible, I want you to straighten your spine and then twist. So you're going to take your left elbow and hook it across your right knee. So you want your spine stacking one vertebra on top of the other, and then the rotation happens from the torso through the rib cage And then if you can, up into the shoulders, and then without cranking the neck, just let the neck look naturally where the spine takes it. One more breath here. This is a great cleansing twist, just like the beautiful cleansing rain. Untwist. Bring your right leg back to the ground. Left leg will now cross over the right. Same thing, if you want to bend your right knee underneath you, you can, or you can leave it extended. Straightening the spine and then twisting. And there's this beautiful balance here, right, of power versus force. So we're not forcing the spine to do anything. And imagine now, right, I consider, these lands were once the Ice Age, right? So there were probably fish and all of this amazing stuff, and now you're doing Lord of the Fish pose, and so you are one of these historic animals. One more exhale, really getting into your spine. Untwist, come onto your back, Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of your feet will touch, your knees will be wide. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Big inhale. Hold your breath for 3 counts. And then slowly blow out of your lips like you're blowing out a candle. Do that again one more time. Big full inhale, holding your breath. Let your body absorb all of that oxygen, just like these plants around here absorb every little bit of water. And then slowly blow it out. Now come to happy baby. You'll bend your knees. You'll grab the outside blade of your foot and or inside of your thighs. Your choice. And I want you to really focus on pressing, on flattening. So the crown of the head, the base of the skull is pressing, then the spine is pressing, and then the low hips, the sacrum are pressing. And just kind of rock side to side here. Let your eyes close. And just imagine the vastness of 62,000 acres of privately held, preserved wild land by some ranchers. I mean, God bless Texas, right? And bring your legs out, arms by your side. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you so your neck has length. And let your eyes close. And in your mind's eye, I want you to envision what you look like if you were floating above your body. So you can see your body laying on your yoga mat. You can see your outfit. And everything you're seeing is with kindness and respect for yourself. And then I want you to just lift a little higher. Maybe now you see the roof of your house. And then even higher, now you see your house on the block. And lifting higher and higher until you see your city in the state. And maybe you come so high that your drishti, your focus, your mind's eye comes with me here to Pinto Canyon Ranch, at the base of the Chinati Mountains. And in your mind's eye, you can see these 4,000 feet tall mountains and the depths of the valley. And you can see mesquite trees and cactus and hawks circling. There were some jackrabbits earlier. I'm sure there are snakes. Really envision what a vast expanse of land is available. And notice if there is a temperature in the air. Right, for us today it's 89 degrees, but with no real trees or shade and it's blistering sun, it kind of feels closer to 100. And then maybe notice if you hear any sounds. Maybe you hear a rustling in the leaves of a lizard. And become aware of the smell of the desert. Maybe you envision a quenching sip of water on a hot day. And then keeping this expansiveness, right? This history, this primitive being inside of you. Come back into your body. Raise your arms overhead. Pull your arms away from your torso. Point your toes. And come to a fetal position on your right side. Take a big full inhale here of resilience and history. And then exhale your way up to seated. Bring your hands to heart center. And a place in me where adventure and balance and strength resides. Acknowledges the same in you. May we leap great distances. Namaste.